Welcome back to the Two Guys in a Cooler channel. My name's Eric, and today we get to reveal, finally, the Italian Genoa Salami that we made a video about several months ago. If you haven't seen that yet, check out that card in the top right-hand corner, or at the end of this video, I'll post a link to it. But what you're looking at is roughly the chamber with this salami drying at about 4 weeks. Notice the mold cover is extremely solid. The casing is adhering really well. And one of our subscribers asked, what happens to the pH midway through the drying cycle? So what we're going to do is we're going to test this 4 weeks into it. And notice that the pH right now is at 5.31, 5.29. If you remember in the other video, it was at 5.18 when we finished fermenting it. So with that Penicillium nalgiavensis and a little time in the drying station, it actually elevates the pH roughly about a point. Now, what I'm aiming for is about 40% weight loss, and I'm right there. I'm like at 39.8% weight loss. And so we're going to go ahead and cut into it. And right off the bat, you can smell that Penicillium nalgiavensis. Good mold coverage with this particular mold is going to ensure that you don't get that bad mold. And when you have a good casing, and it adheres to the meat properly, it actually keeps any air pockets from forming between the casing and the meat itself. I highly suggest some of the synthetic casings that the Sausage Maker has. I'll put a link below where you can check out their entire line of casings. But look how easy this is. This comes off incredibly easy, no problem. And I just couldn't be happier with this casing. Let's take a second and talk about Penicillium nalgiavensis. We get a lot of questions every day. Some people ask, is it edible? And if it is, if you're using an edible casing and your casing is coated with that Mold 600, you can most certainly eat it. It's funky, kind of like a funky cheese. And some people like it, some people don't like it. I particularly am not too fond of the flavor of Penicillium nalgiavensis, but I gotta admit it's kind of growing on me. So there's that. We will make a video exclusively about that mold so that hopefully we can go into a little more depth, as this really isn't about that. So this stage is something called equalizing, and let me pause the video for a minute. Equalizing your salami is completely optional. If you take a look in the back, I cut a couple of rings to taste, and it tasted fine. It had incredible flavor. Notice how the outside is just a little bit darker than the inside. What equalizing does is it helps take the moisture that is on the inside, the very center of the salami or the very edges, and equally distribute it throughout the entire salami. The way we do this is we vacuum seal it, and then we put it in the fridge. And the longer you can keep it in the fridge, like in the coldest area of your refrigerator, the better your product is going to be. You can eat your salami the minute it comes out of the chamber. Serve it up. It's going to be awesome. But if you have a vacuum sealer, and you kind of have to have a vacuum sealer, then you definitely want to equalize your salami. And the amount of time that you keep it in your fridge is up to you. The best, absolute best result is to keep it in the fridge the same amount of time that it was drying. And so in my case, it would be 60 days drying, 60 days equalizing, and now we're ready to cut. So not everyone has that kind of patience. So you decide what's best for you, and there you go. I do need to add, if you are going to equalize it and vacuum seal it, you have to remove all the Penicillium nalgiavensis. So that means wash it off, remove the white mold, and then vacuum seal it. And that way you won't have any problems. White mold needs oxygen to survive. All right, so I'm going to slice it fairly thin. It doesn't need to be like prosciutto thin, but you definitely want to cut your salami fairly thin. A meat slicer does absolute wonders, or a good steady hand with a nice sharp knife. Check out that salami, and I want you to look at the before picture before I equalize it. You could definitely tell the difference between the outer ring and the inner ring. Now, I didn't leave mine in the fridge for 2 months. I think I left it in there for about 1 month. But you can see a huge difference. The flavor is exceptional. The salt level is perfect, and the peppercorn just adds so much character. This is just a great overall amazing salami. There you have it. That's how you make Italian Genoa salami from beginning to end. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to check out the description box below. The Sausage Maker was kind enough to extend a coupon code to the subscribers of this channel. So thank you, Sausage Maker. If you're new, consider subscribing. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Share it. We've got a lot of really great stuff on the horizon in the world of charcuterie. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next video.